So today, we're playing a Berserker, and we're in for a super fun and awesome run with an absurd amount of weapons, thanks to the Anvil and the skill Smithing for Dummies. We're wielding 2 Bloodthorns, a Falcon Blade, and even a spiked staff. It's like these two were made for each other. But hey, check it out and let me know what you think of it. Okay, let's go and jump some ranked games with a random character and scene we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing a Berserker with the utility pouch, which is going to be crazy insane. Now we're going to start off by grabbing a broom. We're going to craft up a shovel for sure. We're also going to grab a banana, and I'm actually going to grab a torch for now. Now I know triple weapons is going to be a bit rough, but with the utility pouch, our weapons should have been decreasing speed, actually decreasing stamina used, so we should be able to sustain 3 weapons, and especially with a banana, and all in all, it shouldn't be too bad. And we do have a chipped emerald in our backpack to actually get 1 regen for a tiny bit of healing on top of everything. But right now, our stamina shouldn't be too bad between our 3 weapons, and we should be able to smash down this Reaper. Actually, we did get all of our stamina procs because our opponent is running that shield, and actually turned out to be amazing with our shovel. Now I'm going to be super greedy. I'm going to take a piggy bank. That's going to give us 1 extra gold. I'm going to grab a whetstone. I'm going to grab a pocket sand to be inflicting some blinds, and I'm actually going to leave our setup like so. I'm going to have our piggy bank in this position to give us a little bit more max life. I'm going to have our shovel outside of our utility pouch because I want this to be triggering as fast as possible for a chance to be inflicting some blinds. However, our opponent does have a bit of luck, which is going to counter our blinds, unfortunately. However, we do have a tiny bit of scaling with our torch, so we could end up outpacing our opponent here. And smashing, actually. Just pausing the video here very quickly, just to ask you to subscribe. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. Pretty good. We're going to grab our leather bag. We're going to grab a garlic also. We're going to grab the stone. We're going to roll once. And we could end up going for another hammer dagger build. But I think we grab a customer card. And we just grab a set of heal herbs for now. Going to leave the dagger. Let's just move on. See what we can achieve today with this setup for now. So with the emerald in our shovel, we have a chance to inflict some poison. And we might have actually wanted our torch, even though it's in our utility pouch, it actually triggers faster than the shovel. Because with the emeralds, you just want them on fast weapons to be inflicting that poison. But so far, not looking too bad. Our opponent does have a shell totem though, with a frying pan, so they're going to get a bit of healing with that shell totem. They're also going to be dealing damage with those stones. But so far, we're looking pretty good overall for us. But hey, we do have a choice to make right now, and I'm thinking very, very strongly about taking Smithing for Dummies. We could also take Slime Time and go for a big block stacking build. But I think I'm still going to take Smithing for Dummies, because that gives us 2 whetstones, and I do actually want to craft up a hero longsword. But for now, I'm going to grab the storage. I'm going to grab a broom too. Well, let's roll once. And here we go. But unfortunately, I'm going to sell our customer card so we can actually grab our wooden sword. And with that, I'm going to move on. Now, I do actually want to keep our broom just in case we want to craft up a staff type builds. But for now, we are going to move on with this. And with triple weapons, our stamina is going to be a little bit more rough. But with our Smithing for Dummies, our stamina consumption is actually a little bit lower, meaning we can have more and more crafted weapons. And this should be pretty decent. And so far, not looking too bad. Going to begin a hammer, spear type build. And we do get a hero sword, which is pretty good overall. Now an axe on sale for 3 is kind of awesome, but I'm still not going to be taking it. Going to be grabbing our fanny pack as we roll. And we could end up going for a hero longsword, or we could end up going for a Falcon Blade. But I think I'm going to end up going for a Falcon Blade type build. We could also go look for a Excalibur, since we have a rogue potion, which might not be too bad either. But hey, I'm going to start off by grabbing a health pot as we craft up a strong health pot. I'm going to roll again, and there we go. That's Falcon Blade. That's literally a leather bag. I might actually want to grab a Hunger Blade also. But for now, I'm going to move on once again. And we're going to see. Our opponent is running the dead side with a leaf badge, which means they're going to be scaling up their crit chance. And they also have the acorn collar, so that is going to be a lot of crit chance pretty darn fast. But so far, smashing for us. We do have a lot of flat damage with that Smithing for Dummies. And we could have actually crafted up magic torch. But it is what it is. I'm still going to grab our set of blueberries. We're going to add in our stone. I'm going to roll once. I might actually want to grab our leather armor. So for now, we're going to move on. Our opponent is running a Mana Thirst Hero Sword and they're looking to craft up the Burning Sword. They're probably going to go for friendly fire type builds. But with that leather boots, they're going to get some power along with their offering bowl, which means their weapons are going to be dealing a little bit more damage overall. But so far, it's actually looking neck and neck actually. And it's going to be super close, and we just barely pulled ahead. Holy moly. That was kind of awesome. Now for this round, I'm going to grab our leather armor. I'm also going to grab this too. This Hunger Blade. I'm going to roll once. Okay, we're probably going to end up going for Bloodthorne type builds, which means I'm going to sell our shovel this round. We're going to sell our torch. I'm going to sell our pocket scent, and we're going to grab this. Now I'm definitely going to reserve a stamina sack, but we're going to craft up Bloodthorne. And unfortunately we are going to move on. We're going to craft up our Dragon Skull armor also. But this should be pretty decent overall. And with a strong health pot as well, we should be able to get a little bit of vampirism, which should be smashing. Our opponent is also rocking a turnip. They do have pineapple for a lot of spike stacking. But with our Falcon Blade, we should be able to deal a lot of damage overall. And it's looking pretty good. Smashing actually was way closer than I thought it was going to be. But hey, we should have been in a fantastic spot with a Bloodthorne. Now, since we're submitting for dummies, I'm actually genuinely thinking about taking the Anvil. Okay, that is a freaking stable recombobulator, which is straight up craziness. I do want to grab a vampiric armor. Also wouldn't mind grabbing a spike collar because we could end up going for spike staff on top of it, which might not be too bad. Now I'd love to have our Bloodthorne in this position, but to make use of our submitting for dummies, we're going to have it this way. And for this round, I'm going to grab our bloody amulet. I'm going to sell our piggy bank, and I'm going to take our stable recombobulator. But hey, I'm going to start recombobulating all these one quest items, which should be smashing. I'm going to move on with this setup for right now. So we should have tons and tons of damage with our Bloodthorne and our Falcon Blade, which all in all should be super fantastic. And we probably should have taken our Flawed Emeralds because that is a crafted item and it would give us some vampirism. But so far, this is looking smashing. And what are we going to get from a stable recombobulator? We got ourselves Dragon Claws, another set of blueberries, which is actually pretty darn good. Because one, this is literally going to be a crafted item, which is perfect for us. We're going to take this out because that is going to be another crafted item. And we're going to grab our armor now though. We're going to sell you to roll once. And we're going to craft up this vampiric armor. But it does mean our banana is going to have to come out for now. And we are going to move on once again. But we'll see. So far, stamina cost on our Bloodthorne should be 0.5 with a 0.3 Falcon Blade, which is definitely absurd stamina. But we'll see. Our opponent does resurrect with Phoenix and Dark Lantern, so we could be in bad shape because they're going to resurrect once again. But they really haven't put a dent in our life. And overall, it's smashing. Okay, we got ourselves a shields from our stable recombobulator, which is not super ideal. Now we do have a choice to make, and which should we go for? Power of the Moon to get a big burst heal, or we could just take Mana Mastery and try to go for that spike staff, or we could grab Stone for a lot of prevention from crits. This is on sale for 3, and preventing a lot of crit damage is pretty darn good. But I'm going to take Mana Mastery for now. We're going to take our spike collar. I'm going to roll once, and we're probably going to have to take this cap. And we're going to sell you, and we're going to be getting rid of some flames with our stable recombobulator. But here we're going to grab another set of blueberries. And we're going to be offering up one flame with our stable recombobulator. And with that, we're going to move on. So all in all, we should have a crazy amount of crafted up items. With our Anvil, we do have our Dragon Claws to target our Bloodthorne, because our Bloodthorne should be able to deal a lot more damage than our Falcon Blade. We did proc Battle Rage, which does give us a ton of armor. And we should get a ton of lifesteal from it, but our opponent will have a lot of healing with Nocturnal Locklifter. But so far, this is looking super smashing. And honestly, we did survive with 5 lives left, which means we probably should carry on. Now, we do end up with a 35 DPS, which is not too bad, with not so great healing, 15 per second, but a decent bit of block too. Hybrid between healing and block, pretty good. Let's see if we can make this crazier. Okay, we literally got a rat. And if we did get a set of healing herbs, we could have actually crafted up a rat chef, which is straight up absurd. And we're going to be crafting up Cap Discomfort for sure. I'm going to keep the rat for now as we roll. I definitely want a stamina sack, but I'm going to roll again. And there's healing herbs. the point we're going to sell this, sell our banana, grab this for now. And I might actually take out our gloves to craft up Rat Chef because I do really, really badly want that. And with that, I'm going to move on. Now, I'm going to pass up on Prismatic Orb of Heart Container, which is straight up craziness because that would literally be scaling Vampirism for Bloodthorne. Well, Rat Chef is going to be crazy because that is literally going to be stamina and it's going to be in power. And it should be super fantastic. But we'll see. So far, actually, this is actually looking neck and neck because our opponent is actually getting a lot of healing. And they did get a big burst heal from the Power of the Moon, saving them actually. So unfortunately, we end up losing because of that. But hey, we got ourselves a leather bag, which is pretty good actually. We're going to slot it in like so for now. We're going to add a Rat Chef down below so we can have our gloves back. And that should be our anvil fully completed. Now we're going to grab a stamina sack. We're going to roll again. That's a mana orb, which I do actually want to craft up into a staff. We're definitely going to craft up a spike staff for sure. But here we're going to move on. And now we don't get any regen from a Rat Chef, which is not super ideal. But this is going to be triggering, giving us some empower, and it's also going to be giving us some stamina. We don't exactly need the stamina right now, but adding in our broom might actually need it. But we could have actually crafted up a second Bloodthorne and make this all work out together. However, so far, not looking too bad. We are going to begin a Ranger Excalibur and smashing. Pretty darn good. We're going to be offering up every single flame that we do get from our stable recombobulator. We do get our magic staff, which means we're going to want to grab this also, because we're going to want to get that value from our smithing for dummies. We're going to grab another set of blueberries. We could end up grabbing the corrupted crystal again for another captain's comforts. Which I'm thinking we're going to grab. We're going to roll once. Probably going to need the storage. And with that, I'm going to move on with this setup for now. And with our smithing for dummies, it does increase the damage of our magic staff and it decreases stamina consumption. So on all, with our 3 weapons, we should have a 1 pint stamina, which means we can still add in more weapons if we do want to. And all in all, we should have a lot more damage with our magic staff added in. Our opponent is a Deerwood Guardian Serpent Staff Double Axe, which actually looks straight up craziness for sure. And with Artifact Stone Heat, it definitely would have been better in between their Double Axe and their Serpent Staff for sure. But hey, not too bad for us. We actually got a little goobling, which is straight up craziness for sure. But hey, we're going to start off by grabbing our leather bag. We're going to place it in like so. And we could end up grabbing a flame up, but I'm not sure if we actually want to. We're going to grab this turnip for now. We're going to sell. Should we keep our little goobling or should we sell it? Because I do want a stamina sack and I do want another blueberry for sure. So I think we're going to sell it. I'm going to sell you too. We're going to grab this also. And we're going to add in our turnip in this position. But hey, I'm going to reserve the blueberries. I'm going to move on and I'm looking to craft up a second Bloodthorne for sure. But we'll see. This is going to be a lot of stamina used up between all our weapons. Or we could even craft up Thornbloom because we're going to be stacking up a lot of power with our spike staff. And this should actually be amazing. Our opponent is a Hammer Dagger, Ruby Chonk, Curse Dagger builds. And it's going to be super close. But unfortunately, they actually managed to edge out and head. Because they did get the nuts with their Artifact Stone Colds, inflicting a ton of cold on us, unfortunately. But hey, we're going to grab a set of blueberries. We're going to roll once. And we're going to be getting Bloodthorne. Double Bloodthorne, which is going to be crazy for sure. The problem is, are we going to be able to sustain our stamina? We'll have to see, but I'm going to roll. Definitely want to grab another set or another mana orb for now. And with that, I'm going to move straight on. And we'll see. With our little rat in, we should be able to regenerate a lot more stamina on top of everything. And we'll see. With more weapons, we do make more value with that and power. And this is actually looking insanely strong right now. And we're going to begin another Bloodthorne Anvil type user, except we end up smashing. Now, DPS was still only 41, which not a big super improvement. But we do have 20 heals per second, and we do have 20 block per second. Making it not too bad, and there is straight away we could have had that Thornbloom, which would have been super, super fantastic for sure. But it is what it is. I'm still going to grab it because we're using up a lot of weapons. Might as well grab it for now anyway. We're going to grab this bit of storage. But hey, I'm going to move on for now. We could literally grab Thornbloom. But should we actually? We do have a lot of crafted weapons. We do have a rat chef. I'm going to reserve it for now. And we are going to move on. And we're going to see just how much our stamina consumption is going to be this. We're going to reserve the Thorn Whip anyway. But we'll see. With a rat chef in, we should be able to regenerate some stamina. We are reading through pretty fast. Our opponent, with those dragons, is actually dealing a lot of damage, but we are answering back and smashing. I don't think we can actually afford to fit in our Thornbloom, unfortunately. It is what it is. But hey, we managed to bring it back. We now have a 71 DPS, which is actually amazing. We are scaling build, so it does take us time to actually start stacking up. But hey, shouldn't be too bad, unfortunately. Okay, actually awesome. We got some lifesteal and we got some inflicting some gold. So I'm actually going to start off by grabbing this bit of storage. We're going to let go of the turnip for now then. We could have grabbed the bird literally just to be reducing our opponent's luck. But I'm not going to take it for now. We're also going to be offering up one heat to our stable recombobulator. And let's move again. I'm going to grab another set of blueberries. Let's move. Cheese on sale. We're going to definitely have to grab. Let's keep it moving. And we could honestly grab a bloody hammer. To the point we're going to sell this so we can actually take this. And that should be pretty good for us. But hey, I'm going to move on for now. Our opponent is rocking Tim with a fancy fencing rapier. That's going to be a lot of scaling. They're going to have tons of max life. They have tons of armor. And they're going to be stealing our buffs, which is super scary. Super scary. But can we survive for long enough? They're actually dealing a crazy amount of damage. And unfortunately, we're actually going to end up falling short because our opponent took a lot of our vampirism, which is super unfortunate, but it is what it is. But hey, we got ourselves a health pot, which is not ideal. For now, I'm going to roll. Let's actually grab this, see what it's going to be. The Amulet Feasting, which I'm literally going to place in this position. And we could end up selling this to grab a Maneki Neko, increasing the speed of our Bloodthorne. But let's roll once. Another Corrupted Crystal. Let's roll twice. I'm actually going to sell this to actually start stacking up a bunch of spikes. But hey, we're going to have our setup to be like this for right now. So we have our Amulet Feasting tagging all our food items. And the reason why I have our blueberries all in this line is to actually increase the speed of our mana mastery. More than anything. If you do want to make it more optimal, we spread out our food items more so like this. But I'm just looking to increase the speed of our mana mastery overall. I'm going to roll once more, and another cheese would be pretty good. Even the practice large greatsword, but this is going to be fun stuff. It turned out to be a ton of fun. Spike staff, Falcon Blade, double Bloodthorne, with the Anvil, and a Smithing for Dummies. And with the stable recombobulator, he gave us a rat chef on top. But hey, let's go and see if we can actually survive, or are we going to lose out. I'm going to slow this one down for the final fight. We're going to begin a stoned build with a sun armor. And they're going to have tons of empower with the armor steel. And they also have a crazy amount of block with all those pots. So we could be in lots and lots of trouble. But with our spike staff, we should be able to stack up a lot of empower. And we stacked up quite a bit of vampirism with our Bloodthorns. And we're starting to stack up a crazy amount of spikes. And so far, this is not looking close whatsoever. Once we broke through our opponent's armor and their invulnerability, we literally smashed them. We ended up with a 72 DPS, while our opponent had a 48 DPS. So no, not too bad. Bloodthorne, Falcon Blade, Spike Staff, Bloodthorne dealing a vast majority of it. And we end up with a 20 healing per second, which is not too bad. It definitely could have been better. But between our health and our max health gain, we have a 26 effective HP per gain. And then on top of it, we have another basically 20 block. So we ended up with a good bit of DPS, decent bit of block, and a super awesome, fun build. I do love spinning for dummies with the Anvil. It does allow for some craziness, especially adding in a rat chef on top of it. Their opponent actually had a 23 healing per second, and they actually had a 33 block per second. But their DPS actually managed to let them down, even though they're rocking that Bloodthorne with the vampiric gloves. But anyways, we did end up surviving with 2 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we actually managed to get. Plus 16 ranks up, actually smashing. That's a lot of rank points. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. See you next time.
What's up is down, what's left is right.